Nightwing! Yeah, that just doesn't hit the same. Okay, this is a series in which I tell you some things about the games that I've collected all the achievements in. I am an achievement hunter, which means I have plenty of games to make videos out of. I make these videos because I want something at least somewhat productive to come from the fact that I play so many video games. I should really do something better with my life. And maybe the video will help some people in deciding whether or not they should play a game or if they should try to 100% it. And if not, maybe some of you might laugh once or twice while watching this and or be entertained. So that's all I can ask for, really. Alright, so let's begin with Gotham Knights. I'm gonna have to spread this out and make some categories. So let's start with gameplay. Actually no, let's start with the story. Nah, just kidding, we'll start with performance. I started playing this game in July 2023, almost 10 months after its release, so I didn't get the release experience, which from what I've seen online was absolutely horrible. The game was filled with game-breaking bugs and it was just a pain to play through, but thankfully, by the time I got into the game, almost all of the bugs were fixed. I haven't experienced a lot of bugs, but I can't say that I didn't experience any. I've had the game crash a few times while I was playing on high graphics, after which I changed to medium graphics, and never got a crash after that. Other than that, I had one floor be bugged in Heroic Assault once, which isn't bad considering I've played maybe 100 floors in total, so 1% being broken isn't bad really. And I've also had a friend who was playing co-op with me crash a couple of times while I was hosting, but that might have just been a problem on his end, so. Overall, the performance of the game at the time I was playing it gets an A-. And now, gameplay. I will be comparing this to the Batman Arkham games, since well, it's the same style, trying to accomplish basically the same thing. I know it's not meant to be a sequel or anything, but come on. Even though the game came out after all of the Batman games, the gameplay is just worse. In Batman Arkham Knight, which is the most recent Batman Arkham game, the movement is extremely smooth and it flows very well in all situations. In Gotham Knights, I found myself being annoyed with the movement a lot. I would oftentimes get stuck in doorways or would be unable to talk to NPCs because my character just wouldn't want to face them, or I'd struggle to jump down off some ledges, or I would fall into the deep dark abyss because my character just refused to jump over a little ledge. Overall, movement gets a C. Maybe even C-, I don't know. It's still kinda fun to navigate around Gotham, but it's nowhere as good as it could have been. Regarding the combat experience, I'm just gonna start with stealth. And again, same story as before, it's just a really watered down version of the Batman stealth. In Batman, you had so many possibilities in stealth. You had vents to navigate around in, and you could do vent takedowns, you had walls that you could blow up when someone was near them, you had corner takedowns, and simply a lot of mechanics that you could use in stealth that were really fun and creative. In Gotham Knights, however, you can navigate above the enemies by using the gargoyle type structures, and you can do silent takedowns and ambush takedowns. That's it. All three of these you could also do in the Batman games, by the way. Now, to be fair, as Robin, which is one of the 4 characters, you can actually do the reverse takedown that Batman could do, but that's not general. Generally, all 4 characters, that's all they can do. Those 3 that I mentioned before. It's stupid. I don't know why they didn't add more ways to take down people in stealth. Stealth mechanics get an F. Very boring and extremely basic. Now for the fights, it's a different story. I enjoyed the move away from using gadgets to using fancy abilities. You could argue it's not that realistic, but I don't care. How realistic is Batman having 50 different gadgets to just throw around mid-combat? Not that realistic, okay? So let me enjoy my spells, or whatever the fuck they are. Witchcraft. We'll call it witchcraft. It's fun to play around with. The only negatives for me were the removal of the blocking / parrying mechanic and of the combo meter. I really enjoy those in the Batman games. You go on a 50x streak, someone is trying to punch you, but you parry their attack. I used to feel like a beast doing that. In Gotham Knights, there's no combo, so it doesn't really feel that great when you go on a nice flow. It's just like, yeah, whatever, I beat everyone, now what? And when someone is punching you, you have to dodge it like a fucking pussy. Sorry, like a fucking coward. Sorry, like an effing coward, okay? I'm trying to swear less in videos. Come on, you can't tell me that Batman is able to parry punches, but Red Hood can't. The guy is massive. I'm pretty sure he's actually bigger than Batman. Let me Google that. Wait 1 second. Batman height. 6'2". Okay. Red Hood height. 6 foot. Okay, never mind. He's smaller than Batman apparently. But still, he's a very big guy. I'm sure he can parry some punches from the skinny bitches we fight in the game. So overall, combat gets a B+. Good use of abilities, but I really miss something fun like parrying or the combo meter or just any new mechanic that Batman didn't have. That could have been very cool. if they just added something new. Moving on to the story. Honestly, the story is pretty mid. I like the premise, but other than that, just meh. A lot of shallow characters and not a lot of substance in my opinion. Spoiler alert for the next 20 seconds. I will have this logo on the screen for as long as the spoiler alert goes. So, Batman dies and brings everyone together. It's sad and makes sense. They all say, yeah, he's dead and not coming back. But then, at the end of the game, Bruce is alive again thanks to Talia throwing his ass in the Lazarus pit. But then, he just dies again a few minutes later. And yet again, everyone says, yeah, he's dead and he's not coming back. It's stupid. It's just stupid. Alright, spoiler section is done. Story gets a D from me. However, I did like the fact that we finally interact with the Court of Owls. In the Batman games, it's only teased, and I really like that we're finally able to get a look into who these people are. Now let's talk about the side missions. The important ones, at least. The villains that are not important enough for main story. I really think they fucked this up big time. They could have been so much better. They're so goddamn short and disconnected from the main story. I don't know, I just feel like they could have added a little more depth to these villains. To be fair though, the yard fight while blasting rock music during the Harley storyline is probably the best fun I've had while playing this game. So these villain storylines definitely have their strong points. But first of all, I think there's just not enough of them, and they aren't that different from one another except for the final boss fight. In the Batman games, we had Zsasz doing his things, capturing civilians, Man-Bats flying around Gotham, the Riddler being pissed off that he isn't smart enough, Firefly burning buildings, the Penguin, Killer Croc, and a lot more others. And they were different in the objectives you had to do for them as well. In Gotham Knights, you have Freeze, Harley Quinn, Clayface, and, well, Freeze for the second time. And for all four of these, you mostly walk around Gotham City and beat the shit out of people. It's just boring and short. Non-main story villains get a D-. Should have been much better than they were. I think that covers everything in the game. If I missed anything, well, I am sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Oh wait, no, I actually didn't cover the DLCs. Sorry about that. Heroic Assault and Kelvin Incident. These were great. I really loved them. Challenging, not easy enough that you can do them alone. I mean, you probably could do them alone, but it would be very hard. So I tried to get one other guy to play with me, and we did them pretty easily. We struggled with maybe 2 or 3 levels, but that just made it even more fun, honestly. Overall, these DLCs get an A+. Sure, they were perfect, whatever, let's go with that. Okay, so achievements. It took me 71.9 hours to get all of the 61 achievements. The most popular achievement is First Step into the Night. Nice little wordplay there. A lot of the achievements actually have wordplays like that. If you like that type of thing, well, there you go. 88.9% of players got this achievement. And the rarest one is It's Nice to Be Wanted, an element of surprise, both sitting at 0.6%. You can see all the other percentages on screen, if you care about that. You will get most of the achievements by just playing through the game normally, since a lot of achievements are either story related or tracker based, like defeat X amount of Y enemy type. Alongside those, you obviously have your collectible achievements, which are pretty annoying to finish, because you get zero help from inside the game. You have showdown achievements for defeating all the bosses for the second time, but with them having an added bonus, haha. And then you have your DLC achievements, which you get by playing through Heroic Assault and Kelvin Incident. Nothing in this list was extremely annoying for me to get, other than some of the collectibles, obviously. On Steam, out of 11,048 reviews, the game is rated mixed. A lot of negative reviews are based around the performance issues at launch, which is understandable, but those performance issues have since been fixed. And the other negative reviews mention the same things I mentioned previously, so I won't repeat them to waste your time. In conclusion, Gotham Knights is not as bad as you've probably heard it to be, and if you play the Arkham games, this is definitely a step down from those, and it will be impossible for you not to compare them. But as a standalone game, it's really not that bad. I would definitely recommend playing through it, because it's actually mostly fun to play. Now go out there and enjoy scaring the shit out of those poor NPCs.